Hello, welcome back to the channel. So this is a video where I'm going to be talking about epic battles, Pike and Shot, what I've been doing, some thoughts on the Scots, and I'm treading water till Epic Battles Hail Caesar comes out. But anyway, I've been quite busy of late, so I haven't done as much hobby as I'd like. But I did pick up this fella, a Montrose Scottish Royalist Starter Army. Now, I already had some Covenanting sprues. So I reckon between this and the sprues and maybe another Scots battalion, I'll be able to produce most of a Covenanter force plus a Montrose force. So let me show you what I've been doing. Oh, actually, let's take a step back. So you might see my other video where I've been working on epic battles, Pike and Shot. So I've been working on a sort of a parliamentary themed army. So this is what I've painted so far. So I've got 4 regiments of foot, cavalry, some guns, some officers done. And this is about half the size that I plan all my armies to be. So I'll do all 4 armies. I'll do a royalist, a parliamentarian, a Montrose, and a Covenanter force. And I'll do a few special units for each one, representing maybe sort of Cornish Cornish pike, and deployed muskets, maybe royalist, white-coated Newcastle troops. And just to show you where I've got to, one of the things I've learned with each iteration of epic battles is how to paint for effect on the tabletop and not get suckered into the details. And some Musketeers. So this is my first Scots regiment I painted. Now originally I thought these would be Montrose troops. They did have some standard pike and shot, not a great deal, when they were recruiting up near Aberdeen, I believe. But once I finished them, I'm really happy with the finish, but they looked a bit uniform for sort of more raggedy Montrose Highlanders with kind of mixed uniforms not being given by the Scots government. So this is them close up. So it's you notice I've got sort of grey tunics, different colour trousers, blue bonnets. Now, the tunics, the greys that the Scots used, I've seen people have arguments over the exact colour, hodden and flodden. And the truth is, it was quite mixed. It's to do with the blend of the wool. So, just like German field grey, there is no exact colour. But these ended up as a kind of lighter than I was going for, but I'm still happy with the overall effect. Notice I've done a bit of tartan on some of the sort of blanket rolls. That's dead simple, painted it green, and then I've just painted on some simple red lines, given the effect of tartan. Like I said earlier, not getting sucked into too much detail. As well, musket troops, and here you can see how I trim the frame, so I've got pieces to hold the models on while I'm painting. In fact, actually, before going to the Highlanders, there you go. See, I've pulled off the command from the other one, but you see at the bottom where I've kept the 2 pikes together. Again, just gives you something to hold on to while I'm painting. So let's go back forward to the Highlanders. So I've been working on Highlanders from the box. Like I said, I've been really busy, but you can see my methodology here. Now, these are lovely models. This is what's inspired me to do our Montrose army. So this kind of group of Highlanders will have predominantly green with red checks on their tartan. So I'm not doing everything in tartan, a lot of browns. I just go along with the colour and start picking out colours at random, choosing various things to give them more of a ragtag feel. Yeah, you notice the command strip there on the bottom. I'm going to be doing those with more tartan and the yellow shirts because they'll generally be the richer members of the household, going to want the best finery with commanders. What you found with Highlanders throughout the ages, so certainly 1745, the clan chiefs would be at the front, supported by their best men, with often the most wealthiest and well equipped. So that's what I'll be representing in my paint jobs. I've also been doing a wee bit of artillery. So this is all the artillery I'm going to need for the Montrose. So the Covenanting artillery will be more uniform. As you can see here, I've kind of got big gun and two medium guns, and then a variety of frames. So ultimately, I'll have like a medium battery and a light battery for the Montrose troops. And again, artillery wasn't really that uniform, certainly for Montrose and the English armies. So by painting the sort of wooden parts of the artillery different colours, I'm representing that. The Covenanters, the Scots army was pretty well organised, I believe. So I'll be a bit more uniform with those. So it's not just been Scots I've been doing. I managed to finish the Parliamentarian Commanders pack. Really delighted with these. I really enjoy painting these guys. And even though I could spend lots of times with the detail, I've gone for a relatively simple paint job to get it finished, get it done. Might do a video on each one of these, who they were and what they did in the war, why they matter. And that's then the Finnish command group from the other side. Now, when I was at Carronade, I was delighted to see the Dum Free War gamers had put on to this no for King and Parliament game using Epic Battles miniatures among some other miniatures. So it was really nice to be able to chat to those folks about Dumfries and the war game scene there. I used to live in Carlisle many moons ago and spend a day a week in Dumfries for work. But really nice talking to them, seeing their models on the table, real inspiration for me to get on with this project. Basically, came back from Carronade and started painting those Scots. And they also told me about a rule supplement, which I went out and bought. To the strongest, which is, I think, the for King of Parliament is the English Civil War part of it. Don't know how I feel about To the Strongest as a game system. I'm always weary of war games which use gridded mats. For me, it starts moving into more board game territory. Um, but we'll see how I feel about it. But anyway, the supplement, even though I'm not going to be playing To the Strongest anytime soon, I did buy the supplement. You know, chatting to the guys at Dub Freezer talked about how good it was. If I was doing the period, so I hunted down and managed to find a copy. So let me take you through why it's a good one, even if you're doing just Pike and Shot and you want it for inspiration. So first up, it's really well produced. So this is a map key for all the scenarios, indicating sort of brigades, units, what's what on the tabletop. And there you go. There's an example of a map, one of their scenarios which is set up. So nice, clear, and actually, you know, in terms of planning out a scenario, the grid system on the map helps you arrange your terrain and initial setups at the very least. Scenarios all come with a series of scenario rules, special rules, and commentary on it, enough to get you to think about whatever rule set you're using, any adaptations you're going to make to represent that scenario on the battlefield. There was another example of our bottom mat setup. Like I say, really, really nice, really well produced. Spiral bound as well. I like my war game supplements either be hard backed because they're in my bag a lot and I read it on the train, so they take a bit of punishment, or spiral bound so I can open them without cracking spines. So yes, spiral bound. Full details of the army lists, and as you can see there, the color coded as well, so you can easily see on the scenario map what's what. And whilst I don't know the stats inside out for the game, I can look at those stats and it'll give me an idea of any adaptations I want to make for whichever rules I'm using. Covenant to Force. The other thing I really liked was it's a campaign that ties the 8 battles which are in the scenario book together. and you've got a campaign point system generating, I think they call them medals and prestige. And then as you go through the battles, you get various prestige for stuff, or you can spend prestige for extra units or extra benefits, which I really like throughout it all. Campaign scores at the end. So my plan actually probably will be to fight some of these battles. Since we're all linked together in a campaign, it'd be churlish not to do all 8 eventually. I'm a busy person at the moment, busy with wargaming as well, but I do really fancy getting these battles down on the tabletop, even if it's maybe just solo play and do some battle reports. Suggested a read page at the end, signposted for good books to look at to learn more about various history, and finally a wee picture of the back page, which is you see what this book is about, telling you the battles that's there. Tippemure, 5e, Alderaan, Kilsyth, Philip Haig, or Hogg. Even though I live up here, I can't always pronounce all my words. Alford, Inverlochy, and Justice Mills. But anyway, there you go. So that's what I've been working on this last month, as I've been really busy. I hope that's inspired you a bit with some epic battles. I'll certainly do some more content as it progresses. There's a new club project about to launch, which I'll do a video on and talk about, which should be really exciting. I've played some bot action as well, which I'll also do some talking about my first tournament. But anyway, hopefully that's been useful for you, give you some inspiration. I look forward to chatting to you again. That's bye for now. Goodbye.